We're going to start on the lip slur section, measure 37. Okay. So 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Can we do the chords again? Can I see horns up a little bit more? I know the stands are a little bit low when we're standing, which you guys aren't used to. But just try to face them up a little bit more. And you use a lot more air support. Let's play those chords and make it a really nice forte. Okay, so use a lot more air. Okay, we're going to start at 53 on the chords. 1, 2, ready, go. Let's look at our scales now. We're going to do G major and E natural minor. So does anybody have an idea why we might be starting on the G major scale today? Yeah, because it's Fantasia and G. So whenever you guys warm up, look at whatever key you're going to be playing your pieces in and use those scales. That'll really help you develop the technique you're going to be using when you're playing your pieces. So we're just going to do G major and E natural minor for right now. Not going to work on anything else just yet. Okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Can we do that again? Let's hold out the high G, so dun, 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 and just hold that note out. 1, 2, ready, go. Let's do that and hold out that F sharp. That sounds a little out of tune. So let's make sure we're getting it high enough. 1, so we're going to go to the F sharp and hold that. 1, 2, and ready, and go. Let's try that again. Let's do the whole scale now. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay. E natural minor. 1, 2, ready, go. That sounded better than the G major did at first. Okay, so now we're going to do E flat major and C natural minor. This is the key that it goes into the 12/8 section. So starting on E flat major. 1, 2, 1, 2, let's go ahead and tune. You guys normally tune to B flat, right? Okay. Let's start from the bottom and tune up. So you play it and everybody else will join in. Let's try it again. Let's go in the other direction now. Can I just hear you? Sounds a little flat. Okay. Try it again. Okay. Everybody? Yeah. All right. Let's look at measure 97. Fantasia in G. Do you guys know what sizzling is? All right, basically sizzling is when we just we go through the rhythms, we're making a sound. So we're gonna do the rhythms at 97 sizzling. So just that's the basic concept, and then we're gonna stop at 101. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's pretty good. Now we're going to subdivide that. Does anybody know what subdivision is? Yeah, it's when we count all the beats. So in 12/8, we have 4 divisions of dotted quarter notes. And how are those dotted quarter notes usually divided? Huh? Yeah, so it's triplets basically. So let's just do that a little bit. Let's subdivide that triplet feel so we get a sense of that using the sizzle. So. Okay, so now we're going to sizzle through 97. What I want you to do is we're going to sizzle every subdivision, but we're going to accent the notes we play. So the first measure would sound like this. So we're sizzling every subdivision, accenting the notes that are actually on the music. Okay, so let's start at 97, sizzling that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just do the last 2 measures, so 100 and 101. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, that sounds pretty good. So why is it important for us to do this when we play music? Why is it important to be thinking through every subdivision when we're playing the rhythms? Yeah, it makes the rhythms a lot more precise. We can guess where rhythms are pretty good most of the time, but with subdivision, we know exactly where they are. So we're going to play through just on a concert E flat. We're going to play 97 through 101, and I really want you guys to be subdividing in your head so we get a really precise rhythm. So go ahead, just on concert E flat, using the rhythms on the page. And let's start the measure before subdividing. So I'm going to count you off 4, then we're going to subdivide for 4, and then we're going to play. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I subdivide for 3 and then take that last beat in order to prepare yourself so you can play. So I'm going to count you off 4, subdivide for 3, get set, and then we're going to play through the rhythms on a concert E flat. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play. Okay, so the rhythms weren't as precise as they were when we were sizzling that. Let's go ahead and sizzle it again using the subdivision. Okay, let's try that one more time so we get a feel for it. 1, 2, ready, sizzle. Now let's play it through on an E flat. I'm not gonna make you subdivide the measure before. So just 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're gonna play through the rhythms on an E flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now let's play it as written. So the notes you play, as it's printed on the page. And this time, as we're doing the rhythms, make sure we're getting the accents and the dynamics as well. Okay. So 97, playing it as written. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And let's do measure 101. Remove that tie. So da 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 da. Okay. We'll play it through like that. 1, 2, 101. So we're going to articulate that note. So we're basically removing that tie in measure 101. So we're going to articulate da 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 da. 1, 2, ready, play. Try it again. Make sure you get a really nice articulation on that first triplet. 1, 2, 3, play. Okay, now we're going to play it as written with that tie in there. And make sure you still keep the same subdivision going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, let's go back to 97. What would you say about your dynamics and articulations during that playthrough that we did? Yeah, they could be better. Yeah, that's a good description. So we have forte, and I didn't really feel like you guys started at a forte, so let's make sure we use a lot of air support and start with a really nice forte. Crescendo to a nice fortissimo. Make sure we get those accents into nota markings as well. Okay, 97 to 101. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, your crescendo at the end was really good. 99 going into 100, a lot more. So we need to grow a lot more to get to that fortissimo. Let's just try those two measures, 99 and 100. 1, 2, ready, go. Let's do that again. This time we're going to end on the first note you have in 100. So da, 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 and then just hold that note out. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, can I hear those concert C's in 100? So let's build a chord. So we're going to go C, F, and then high A flat. Okay, so C. And then M and the F. Does that sound in tune to you guys? I think you guys are disagreeing with each other. Can you just play that out? Firm up a little bit more of your embouchure. That'll help you play this tune. Use more air. Okay, there you go. I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how can we make that note speak right when we start playing? Yeah. So use more air, make sure your armature is really firm, and also if you hear the note before you play it, that'll help your body naturally adjust to what you have to play. So think through the A flat, what it'll sound like, and then let's go and play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's right. Try it one more time. Oh. That's right. Yeah, that's a really attitude impartial. So yeah, third position. Okay, let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Play an F in sixth position and listen up to your A flat. I'll try to practice the strings there.
Let's try that chord one more time. We'll build it, and you guys can practice that A flat on your own. Okay, so let's start on the key. Then add Nicholas F to A flat. Yeah, okay, it'll get there. So let's do 97 through 101 one more time. Those two note markings in 100, you guys play them a little more like accents, so let's make sure they're elongated, but don't overemphasize them. I felt like you guys are playing them a little bit too accented. Okay, so let's try 97 one more time. 1, 2, ready, go. The articulations are sounding good. So let's look at a later measure in the 12/8 section. 107. Yeah, 107 and 108. Let's go ahead and do the sizzle exercise for this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Try that one more time. Really accent the notes you play. They're all kind of sounding the same right now, so let's really accent the rhythms. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's play it as it's ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. What note do you guys play there? E, can I just hear that? Can I hear that? Can I answer you? I think you need to pull your Let's try that measure again. 107 to 108. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Oh, there's no third trombone there, is there? Okay. Let's try 108. Remove that tie. So we're going to articulate all the notes. 1. Starting 107, remove the tie in 108. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So why am I having you guys do that? We'll do the tie right there. Yeah, when we have ties that kind of go over the rhythms like that, the natural tendency for musicians is to hold the note a little bit too long. So if we play it without tying it, then play it again, that helps us know exactly where that note's supposed to fall. So let's try measures 107 and 108 again. This time as it's written with the tie included. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. Now let's go to 111 and 112. Let's go ahead and sizzle this. You guys don't play 110, do you? No. Yeah, this one. Okay, so sizzling. 111, 112. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's play it as it's written. 1, 2, ready, go, 1. Can I just hear a third trombone right there? I think, yeah. You did? Can you not play that F or that D? If that's a concert F. Yeah. Do you have a bass trombone? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm getting that. Yeah,
Yeah, you can play it just a flat position with your trigger.
so just go ahead and try that again.
Play an octave above first, or D above that. Octave above that. Yep, but go a little lower. You gotta oil the slide, it's really bad. This would be that low note, okay? So just as I told them to blitz up from an F, you want to start with F. The sixth position below F, blitz down, dropping your jaw, relaxing down to that D increase. But if it's all too challenging right now, you can just take it up.
Yeah, so work on increasing that low range for right now, just to get the rhythms right. You don't want to play it out stronger. Okay? Can I just see you play that part though? Go ahead and do the pickups into it as well. Okay? So 1, 2, and the 4. And 2, 3. Okay? Okay. Yeah, so that quarter note triplet's giving us a little bit of trouble. I have this rhythmic exercise, so we can work on that. Quarter note triplets are like some of the most wrongly played rhythms in music. And can anybody guess what one of those triplet sounds played properly? In order to play the quarter note triplets properly. Yeah, so we're going to subdivide using the eighth note triplets. So on that exercise I gave you, let's go ahead and sizzle the first two measures without the ties. So just regular triplets. Okay? 1, 2, ready, go. So now let's add in the ties. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Do the accents with the sizzle. So when the accents are written in, let's sizzle those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's kind of exhausting. Let's try that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now let's go ahead and get on the concert D flat. And we're going to play the exercise with the ties written in. So da 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 da. So it's essentially quarter note triplets, but I want you guys to be thinking about that subdivision so we get it as precise as possible. So we're going to do the first two measures with the ties written in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's go back to just the accent. So we're going to play it on a concert D flat, no ties but accenting. So da 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 da. Where the accents are written in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that on sizzling instead of playing D flat. So. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now let's play that on the concert D flat. This time with the ties. So would essentially be quarter note triplets, but subdividing your head. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try that one more time. Use more air support. Your sound is kind of weak right now, so let's use more air. Play it at a forte. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, so let's put that into context with the piece. Let's look at measures 120, I believe it is. Okay, yeah, we got quarter note triplets there. So what are we going to be doing when we play these? Subdividing, yeah. So let's go ahead and try measures 120 and 121. So subdivide so we know exactly where to hit those notes. Okay, so 1. I'll just start counting on 120. So 1, 2, 3, da, da, da. Okay, so 1, and we're gonna play it as written. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna start counting on 120. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. The first measure was really good. The second measure, the quarter note triplets weren't exact. So let's just try that second measure. 121. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yeah, so I'm going to give you 4, and then we're going to play 121. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that was much better. Now to the two measures grouped together, 120 and 121. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's hold out that F. Let's make sure we get that in tune before we leave. Okay, can you start on the F and we'll go from there? Bring your slide. You're out of tune, can you hear that? Yeah, play it again. Bring it in just a little bit. Okay, so that was wrong there. Yeah. Sometimes, if you can't tell exactly what it is, you just have to make little adjustments both ways until you find it. Okay? Try it. Yeah, keep playing. You take rest. Bring it just a little bit. Too much. Okay. So that note right there, I believe your dynamic marking is fortissimo. So let's just play that F fortissimo, okay? And with that accent. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you guys are naturally playing it just a little bit flat. So think about bringing your slide in just a little bit. And let's try to play that in tune. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You still need to work on your intonation with that note, so just be thinking about that when you practice. Okay, so I think that you guys are going to go back into the band room now. I think Jared, you might be working with Jalen, the brass. Okay, but that's all that I have for you today. Thank you. Huh? I think so. Ask us if they each will make sure. And if you guys have trouble getting those quarter note triplets precise, just use that GA to make sure you subdivide with the eighth note triplet. Well, I've got the stand rack right there, if you can just put it up on there. sure you work